Welcome to the Lila Life Show. I'm your host, Linda Andrews, and you've tuned in to the right place to up-level in your life and business. Enjoy the show. Welcome to the Lila Life Show. I'm your host, Linda Andrews, and I am excited to bring you another episode today. We have, like I said, some interviews coming through, and in the meantime, you get to enjoy some different teachings and practices that I hope will support you wherever you are on your journey. So much to dive into. I am recently back from a little vacation with my darling beloved, and we got to go out to Mount Shasta in Northern California, and then we were in Idaho for some time with some friends. And it was a really interesting time to be away. It had been a while since we traveled, and when you get out of your element, which your element may feel a little different these days, um, things can come through. So for me, when I was out in Mount Shasta, which is quite the magical place, they say this is a powerful, powerful vortex. In my interpretation of a vortex is just a very charged, energetic space. Mount Shasta was an active volcano. I think it may even still be, and there's just a lot of energy moving there. You got to go experience it for yourself. So you fly into Sacramento or maybe even San Fran, and we were about 3 hours north of Sacramento in Mount Shasta. One of the days we hiked Mount Shasta, we were at about 8 to 9,000 feet in elevation, and it was so funny. We were up on the mountain just chilling, and I thought, I don't know if this is altitude sickness. I think that this mountain is full of a lot of magnetic, electromagnetic energy. So that was pretty funny to feel. It was so powerful, you could feel it. And I'm sitting up there looking around, and I think to myself, oh my goodness. And you've heard me mention the pineal gland if you're an active listener on the show. It's this little gland deep inside your brain that has a lot of power. It connects to your intuition. And once you start learning more and more about the pineal gland, you can start to see some of the different things that are in the world that may prevent you from having easy access to the pineal gland, and also learn about amazing practices that can help you have that deep, deep connection to your pineal gland, like breath work, meditation, prayer, cold plunge. Side note, I'll get to the cold plunge story in a couple minutes, but I was looking around, and the blues of the sky were the bluest blues, and the mountain, oh my God, it had just these reds and golds and rose and just stunning, stunning colors. And then you see the trees and the greens, and it just clicked. I was like, oh my goodness, nature, our vision elicits or activates the pineal gland on a deeper level. I felt this in my system, and I was just like, wow, this is amazing. And then I thought the contrast, if you're working from home or in an office, how we can be so easily cut off from that. And you really got to make an effort to get outside and connect with nature as part of nature, and side benefit, this will be activating your pineal gland. So that was one of my biggest takeaways from the trip. It was really, really powerful. And the power of cold plunging, it's like on the goals list to have an in-home cold plunge. In the meantime, the cold shower works fine. But we had access to tons of rivers, probably about 60 degrees, maybe colder, and got to just hop in. And one of the experiences we also got to have was to drink the water from the head springs of the Sacramento River, which was supposedly some of the purest water that you can find. And we were filling up our hiking packs and then hiking the day with that water. It was an amazing experience. So why am I telling you all about this? Maybe some inspiration to be connected with nature. For years, or maybe my whole life, I never understood that I am part of nature. I thought nature was something that's out here and I'm over here. And a friend of mine in a mastermind, she corrected me so eloquently and said, Linda, we are part of nature. And it really, from that moment, shifted so much, really changed the way I started looking at things. And that's probably the last of the profound messages that came through hiking up on Mount Shasta. I looked around and I thought, oh, I get it. I get what they mean when they say everything is connected. And in the non-dual practices, it's there's one thing. We are all one thing. I think God tends to be this almost placeholder for what words cannot say or speak. And in this oneness is just this it's hard to put to words. You can hear me having trouble putting to words, but I'm having this experience on Mount Shasta where I'm looking out on the mountain and I'm feeling air. I'm looking at, say, a canyon, I'm seeing trees, and for whatever reason, just this depth of the connection of everything being connected. And it was like the lines felt like they blurred from myself to air to mountain to bird to tree. And I've been doing this experiment lately with birds and with butterflies and whatever I come across, bees even. I'll talk to them and say hi, and it's like this programming of, oh, they're afraid of us. It's like, well, maybe we're afraid of them and they're actually not afraid of us. Maybe it's innate for us to all be together and living together and loving. And I share all these messages from Mount Shasta and nature because what I'm witnessing in the world and what I can sometimes definitely fall prey to is this experience of divisiveness around whatever. I mean, it really doesn't matter why or what the divisiveness is, but it's anything that keeps us in the illusion of separation is the divisiveness. And this really hit me. I heard this recently. If you're holding on to an opinion with no love, it's like, oh damn, and I'm personally looking at my life saying, huh, where am I needing to be right? Where is my way needing to be right? Where am I needing to, assert myself in a way that may not be needed? And there's a real practice and an art. I think if you have experienced a lack of boundaries in your life and maybe had different traumatic experiences, which I can relate to, it's almost like the pendulum can swing where if you're having boundaries for the first time, or you're really in this protective space and taking these protective measures, that can feel like the way, quote unquote, the way. Um, but there's something, I think, of a sweet spot where maybe you have your opinions and beliefs, and can you hold them with love, and can you hold them with love for others who are also experiencing the same thing? And this can be challenging. There's certainly a lot of reasons why this can be challenging and lots of evidence for why this can feel quote unquote hard. But I really, really share this powerful message with you. I even caught myself on the phone today with my mom getting into the silliest, like, well, I just can't even talk about it and da 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 da. And it was like defending an opinion with a lack of love. And what is that doing? It's pulling me into a weird energetic frequency. Certainly not being supportive to my mom. It would change, she's changing the subject really quickly. And anyway, I'm sure we all have our own examples of that. So, some gentle reminders again, noticing the beauty that is all around you, all around you. Uh, Beauty is something that I think we're so gifted to have a kind of radar or ability to perceive as humans. So the beauty that's all around, connecting as part of nature, and witnessing the beauty all around and feeling that connection. If you picture in the center of your brain, just perfectly center, equidistant from the sides and the tops and the bottoms of your head is this pineal gland. And when you're looking at nature, and witnessing nature, including yourself, feeling that activation, that clarity. Some side effects of your attuned pineal gland, again, are increased intuition, kind of that sixth sense feeling, sharper perception, and the list I'm sure goes on. I want to say something about the glandular system and just everything working together, but this becomes the end of my scientific knowledge. So you can go and do your own research, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at what you're finding. Okay, so a few things that I want to discuss today as we've just debriefed some teachings from the trip, or learnings, I should say. Um, and we'll call today's podcast Waking Up. It's time to wake up. A gentle pause. What are your values? What matters most to you? Are you living in alignment to this? Vision plus action. We're gifted with the vision of, oh, I have this dream. I've said this before, dream seeds. This vision, it's planted within you, and the action is part two. When I say alignment, there are things that are important to you. There are values that you hold dearly. And when we have these inconsistencies in our actions, this is where this misalignment can happen, and this resistance. So when you find yourself, you know, a little haywire in your life, this is a really easy litmus test to check in. And I imagine right now in our world, there's a lot of reasons to feel out of alignment, and just listen to the guidance, listen to the resistance, listen to the judgment, listen to even the jealousy, listen to whatever can be these lower energy vibrations or experiences or emotions that are coming to you, listening to them to ask what the guidance is. Another side note, speaking of nature, I have this gorgeous which I think is becoming quite the invasive species in South Florida, but a iguana hanging out on our Calusia, looking at us all through the window. So hello from nature and iguana and me again. Hi. Okay, back to alignment. Values. So what are values? I what I'm loose with the language because it's what's resonant to you. We could ask 15 people what their values are, and one person could say, that's not a value. It's okay. It's what's a value to you. What matters to you? What are relationships? What are activities? What ideas? What beliefs? What matters to you? And where is this disconnect from that? Empowerment and embodiment come from within. Whoa, 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 whoa. Empowerment and embodiment come from within. Certainly, as it relates to trauma, I see a lot of people feeling disembodied from their body. Their body is no longer a safe space to inhabit. Maybe you've never thought about this. Maybe this is landing weird. It's okay, wherever you're at. But this body that you are in, having this experience through, your ability to be an embodiment comes from you. Your ability to be an empowerment comes from you. So if you take a couple deep breaths right now and let yourself settle into your body, you may notice a ability to increase your perception, an ability to feel safe, an ability for anxiety to melt away. Breath work is a simple way to get into a state of embodiment. By breath work, I mean breathing, conscious breathing. There are troves and troves of practices. We even have some on the Lila Life Collective that you can use on demand. Um, but a simple 4 in and 4 out, breathing in, holding for 4, breathing out, holding for 4. Empowerment and embodiment come from within. Why is this so important? So if this is empowerment, embodiment come from within, where are you looking outside for empowerment and embodiment? These could be things like technology. These could be things like shopping. These could be things like relationships. What I am not saying is that we need to abandon all of these things to be an embodiment or to be an empowerment. Absolutely not. But we can check in. Am I getting this from within or without? And if the answer is without, you are then tied to whatever up and down roller coaster ride of the outside versus the embodiment within. Okay. Now you must understand that when I say within, you may say, someone could say, empowerment, embodiment come from God. Okay. When I'm talking from a non-dual teaching, it's the same thing. Okay. And so take this as you need to take this. The bottom line is whether it's coming from within or from God, where it's not coming from is technology, social media, relationships, shopping, your job, working a ton. Fill in your list, okay? Why am I spending so much time here? Because if you can start to see where you're going outside for empowerment and embodiment and reclaim this within you, you will feel massive shifts immediately. This is something that I check in with myself. Whoa, 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 whoa. Am I in my space or am I going outside? If you have tendencies to be in codependent relationships, having toxic relationships, having maybe even abusive tendencies within a relationship, this can get very clouded and gray. When you root in, connect to earth, connect to self, empowerment, embodiment come from within. No one can give you this. Or we can say God can give me this and rest into that. Lately, a lot of the teachings become more and more spiritual. I think that now more than ever, this is just so important, and consciousness does connect to spirituality. And so a segue here of faith, right? Who, what, when, where, why, how are you putting your faith into? Is this real? Is this true for you? Your litmus test of what is true for you is your litmus test of what is true for you. No one can tell you what is true for you. No one. Zero other people can tell you what is true for you. Zero other people can tell you what's true for you. And can you maintain this frame of empowerment and embodiment and be in your community with respect and understanding? And if this is having you hold on to an opinion with no love, can you check yourself? Check yourself. Check yourself. Where is the love? I think Fergie made a beautiful song. Where is the love? So this is being sent with love from me to you. The intention of having some of this land exactly as it needs to land with so much love. Slow down, tune in. Let the information coming to you be your guide. Faith, trust, empowerment, embodiment. Looking at the world as your medicine. That's your Nordic shaman speaking, right? What is being gifted to you through these different experiences? I recently got off the plane with a little head cold. It kind of knocked me out for a bit. And what were some of the gifts? I got on a supplement regime that I had been putting off for a while. And for whatever reason, this was like the biggest phone disconnect yet. Just really seeing through, whoa, that phone can become a big part of my life to the point where, like, by day 5, my phone just stopped working. I had to go to Best Buy and get my phone fixed and this whole thing. Um, the role of the phone. And maybe you're on the computer old school and you're not on your phone or you're on the iPad or whatever, sub in your mode of tech in whichever way. And noticing, how am I receiving the information that's coming through to me? Am I grounded? And am I in embodiment, and am I in empowerment? Am I in a space of love? Is this taking away from me when I receive this information? Am I feeling um, disempowered, scared, the fear mongering versus the love mongering? So many blessings. I will see you next week on the Lila Life Show. Be sure to tune in, follow us on social. We have updates coming through. Coach Erica, Coach Sophia, doing amazing work. The Lila Life Collective, which is our monthly membership. And we'd love to hear from you. If there's something you need, if there's something you want to learn more about, if there's a guest, if there's a topic, this show is for you. So hold that near and dear to your heart. And my little iguana friend is still with us. So we are both signing off. Many blessings. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of the Lila Life Show. Be sure to share, like, and comment. Tune in next week. And if you're not already a member of the Lila Life Collective, you'll want to be. So take a look in the show notes and be sure you sign up today. Have a beautiful day.